All right, everyone, welcome back. I'm Zachary Ireland, real estate agent in Sudbury, Ontario, Canada, focusing on residential real estate investment or commercial real estate investment, really any kind of investing in the real estate genre. We do full beginning to end client service in that field. So if you're looking to buy something hands off or you're looking to be more involved, we take care of both of those types of transactions. Today, I will be reviewing again, a Facebook reel from the king of commercial real estate with Dolf Roos. This guy has tons of these reels on his Facebook page, so I do think it's going to be a gold mine to react to his. So this is called his golden rule, 100/10/3 rule. Let's look at the video.
I have a golden rule. Write this down if nothing else. It's 100, 10, 3, 1. You have to look at 100 properties in order to put offers in on 10. And when you put offers in on 10, do you get 10 offers accepted? No. If they are all accepted, you're offering too much. Drop your offer price.
All right, so I already have a problem with this, and that is he's kind of pitching it as real estate. I've heard this with tons of sales trainers, but I've never heard this with a real estate guru or course guy who sells courses. I'm assuming that's what he does. I have to follow up on that. I'll put it in the video probably. But anyways, I've never heard this for a real estate guy to say basically the reason you're not being successful is because you're not putting in enough work. When I did door-to-door sales, I heard this, every day. The reason I wasn't successful as my partners is because I wasn't doing enough work. I wasn't knocking on enough doors, wasn't, putting in the time, putting in the effort. And this really works for a certain type of person, especially people who are lazy. I don't know, this makes a lot of sense, but I think what he's getting at here is if you think that you'll never find like good deals, or if you say that real estate investing is a waste of time because there aren't any good deals, his kind of position, his side is you should be looking at like 10 or 15 times as many properties as you are, because the reason you're not finding good deals is because you're not putting in the footwork and the computer work to find these good deals. Where I think his philosophy kind of breaks down is he tries to make it cool with numbers. A lot of gurus do this. They'll make up their own number rules. The 7 secrets to interpersonal skills or whatever. For him, it's 100, 10, 3, 1. The thing is, if your strategy is to put in a ton of offers, like to put in a ton of, to look at a ton of properties, why are you only putting in 10 offers? Like, if you're going to take the position of, it's like this always be closing principle, right? If you're going to be putting in the offer, why not just put in a bunch of offers? Why not 100 offers, Dolf? Why not, 100 out of 100 that you see? Why not put in these offers? He doesn't really give a reason why not. He just says, oh, well, you only put in offers on 10. And then, he goes into this further. I guess we can continue watching.
So let's say only 3 offers get accepted.
Well, from my experience, that ratio of 10 to 3 is actually pretty accurate. So about 1 in 3 of your offers are going to be accepted. He does fail to mention that, usually there's like a back and forth between the buyer and the seller. There's a little bit of negotiation. That's why I was kind of confused when he said you only put in 10 offers, because if you go and see 100 properties, you're not just going to see 100, waste of time. In theory, you're going to see 100 qualified properties, 100 properties that fit your criteria of, the numbers make sense, affordability. You're not going to waste all this time. That's why I don't really understand his approach. And then he says you put in offers on 10 and then 3 of them get accepted. In my experience, that is about accurate, that if you put in offers on 10 properties, which personally I've never reached that number, but, it's true that when you put in an offer, you get about 1 in 3 will be an accepted offer. But what that means is about 2 out of 3 times you put in an offer, you'll go back and forth, or they'll just outright reject your offer. So it's called a counter offer when the opposing party comes back and says, well, we like your offer, but you got to change this, this, and this. It could be price, could be terms, could be closing date, could be, you want one of the tenants to get out, and they can't do that for whatever reason or don't want to. So there's a lot of back and forth. Obviously, in a short reel, he's not going to go over the back and forth, but it seems like his golden rule is 100 properties. You go see 100 indiscriminate real estate properties. You put in offers on 10. Hopefully you're putting in 10 offers because those are the best ones. Those are the ones that you can afford. Those are the ones that you want to get. And then 3 of them will get accepted. He doesn't really mention the criteria on which those 3 would be accepted. I would say you're going to get those 3 offers accepted, not because you're lowballing them, not because just it's a game of numbers. It's not. Yeah, this is the thing. You're dealing with human beings. It's not a game of numbers. It's a game of meeting the right person. So I remember in door-to-door sales, they would tell this as well. It's like, well, if you knock on enough doors, eventually you're going to get one. Well, turns out that's just not true. That's true. Like Nassim Taleb would say, if you're dealing with washing machines, 1 in 100 washing machines will be defective. But with organic systems, 1 in 100 does not necessarily need to be defective. Every single offer you put in can be accepted if they're good offers. And 1 in 3 offers will be accepted on average because you're trying to get a good deal. So it really is a function, depending on how many offers, or if you want to get a lot of offers accepted, it's not really a function of just a numbers game. It's a function of, asking the person what they want and trying to meet them halfway. So let's listen to the rest of the video and I can kind of respond to the rest.
Can you go and buy 3 now? No, we need funding for them. We don't have the cash. And maybe 2 fall over and only 1 works. You've looked at 100 properties to buy 1. And most people think, well, I can do that.
Yeah, so pretty much as I was expecting. So he goes over this idea of, 100, you put in offers on 10, you get 3 offers accepted. I would say 100 properties is a lot. 100 properties is a lot. Probably aren't even 100 active properties on the market right now in our entire city. So 100 properties is a lot. You're probably putting in, an hour on each one minimum, even if you don't go to see them in person. But he's recommending that you go see them in person. If you have an agent or you have multiple agents who are doing this for you, you're going to drive them insane. And not just because they work on commission, but because it signals to them that you don't know what you're doing. And you don't know, not that you don't know what you're doing. Lots of investors will want you to go look at multiple properties. And I do this all the time for clients. They'll message me and say, can you go take a look at this? Give me a second opinion. The reason they trust my opinion is because they don't have to look at 100 properties to find one that fits their criteria perfectly or almost perfectly. They might only have to go see 3 or 4. And you might see that and say, well, it's just like Dolf, Dolf said, Zach, if you had gone to see 100, you might be able to getting those really, really good deals. And I'm here to tell you, that's just not how markets work. This is like saying it's a market system where you have buyers and sellers that are in somewhat equilibrium. Saying, you're not doing enough, to get a good deal is like saying, oh, you bought Facebook stock at 240. Well, I watched the stock market all day and I got it for 239. It's like, sure, you might have saved $1 per share, but over the lifetime of, a healthy stock that has a good dividend, is that really, that's really what you're going to spend your time on? Is that $1 difference in the stock price? It's just, in that case, 240 to 239, it's like almost a 1% difference. And that's what I perceive in these really, really, searching for the best deal possible, blah, 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 doing all the work, going to see it, putting in an offer, lowballing, all this. You're going to be saving very, very small amounts of money, objectively and subjectively as well, because real estate is a large numbers game. Not in terms of how much you have to try, but in terms of the prices of the assets we're working with are very large. So the negotiations generally are, going to be pretty small by comparison. Could be giving $3,000 here, taking $3,000 there, talking about a $500,000 property. So we're literally talking about a 1% gain, and we're talking about an asset that cash flows 2 or 3% of its value per year. So that 1% purchase price is very, very, very inconsequential. There could be soft differences of more than those, 1 or 2% within the first year. Let's say there's an emergency, totally unexpected, tree branch falls, puts a hole in the roof. You're in the hole $1,000 or $2,000 right there. You can't negotiate out risk, is what I'm saying. So why are you trying at every turn to just, cut corners, nitpick, and nickel and dime. That's the term that I use the most, is nickel and dime. And these type of people, he does not do this. I'm telling you, Dolf de Roos has never looked at 100 properties in order to buy one. At most, you should be looking at 10. Narrowing it down to 3. This is my 10-3-1 rule, Dolf. Seeing 10 properties, narrowing it down to 3, putting an offer on 1, and then about 1 in 3 times, if you're really, really, trying hard to get a good deal, you'll get that offer accepted. That doesn't mean you go out and see 10 more properties to get another one offer put in. No, because after you've done it, after you've put in the work, that ratio actually bumps up quite a bit, because now you know what you're looking for. You no longer have to see 10 properties to find 3 that you like. You can just only go and see those 3. So it becomes like a 3, put in an offer, get one accepted. 3, put in an offer, get one accepted. Or every property you go see, you realize, hey, what's the downside? I'll put in an offer. If I like the offer, I'll go with it. If I don't like the offer, I'll walk away. This is the attitude that you will start to come up with after doing this for a while. And I can just tell by his demeanor, by the way that he does not do this. Somebody who has, and I've worked with people like this over the years, and as I've gained experience, I've just come to realize this. The types of people who are like that just want to nickel and dime at every single turn. Oh, do you think we can get this? Oh, do you think that they'll include the washing machine? Oh, do you think that they will, do this for us before closing this? These are the types of people that don't do well in real estate, because it is not that kind of industry. It is not used car sales. These are buildings. These are people who live in these buildings. You have to have a little bit of give and take attitude, not a nickel and dime attitude, especially because the agents that you're going to be working with, the best ones, are not going to deal with that. The best agents are they're patient. They're nice people. They're understanding people. They have experience, but they are not going to put up with the nickel and diming attitude. I can tell you the most I'm willing to go back, if someone counters an offer, let's just say theoretically, we put in an offer, they don't hate it, but they don't love it. They counter the offer back to us. I am pretty much going to be, that is the last time. If we're going to be counter offering back, that offer better be good. We're not doing any of this mental psychological games of like counter back $1 higher or counter back $1 lower. Like I'm way past that in my career. Like it is ridiculous. Like the idea that I will go and see all these properties for you as your agent just to earn a commission, like it is not how this works. If you are serious, if you are, an investor, you want to put your money in a safe asset, you want to earn a steady income, you want to build wealth for your family for generations to come. I don't care about $1,000 or $2,000 here or there. And that's as an investor myself. When I buy my properties, I don't care about $1,000 here or there. Yeah, I want to get a good deal, but I know a good deal when I see one, because I've gone and I've seen these 100 properties, these 10 properties, these 3 properties. I've gone through this process over and over and over. And what I've realized is you can spot a good deal from a mile away. You don't need to see 100 to find a good one. You start to know the market you're in. I don't cover a national area. I cover a very small area. So what I would say, if you're not going to invest in Sudbury, if all this is, going in one ear and out the other, find an agent that you like, find a mortgage broker that you like. You won't have to see 100 properties. I guarantee you, going to see just a handful, like 5, will give you a very firm grasp on what value is. And your agent will be able to tell you, this is good, this is not good. And you'll see, oh, this is what a good quality building is. This is about how much it's going to cost per, price per unit. And you'll feel comfortable after just a weekend of looking at half a dozen properties. You'll feel comfortable putting in that offer, because if it comes back exactly the way, if they just say, I like it, let's accept, then you're happy, because otherwise you wouldn't be putting in the offer at all. So that's what I think of this. I think there might have been a little bit more on this.
And they get started. They look at 13 the first weekend, another dozen the next weekend. They get out their calculator, say, I'm 25, I'm a quarter of the way through. So far, so good. And the next weekend, cousin Mary's getting married. They can't no-show at the wedding. The weekend after that, there's the football game, and they can't disappoint the guys. And the weekend after that, it's raining, and Dolf never said anything about looking in the rain. And then they say it doesn't work, this 110-3-1 nonsense. And they only looked at 25. Look at 100, and you will find something.
I do understand I understand his frustration. He sells courses to people with no money. He pitches them on this lifestyle of, you're going to be an investor, you're not going to have to put in any of your own money, you're going to be putting on offers with conditions so that if you don't come up with the funding, you can get out of the deal. You're going to go put in every single weekend, you're going to put in 10 hours of work, looking at properties, getting to understand the market, and then you're going to piss off, sorry for my language, you're going to piss off your agent, your mortgage broker, by never actually taking any action. And when you do take action, turns out you don't have any cash or you're not qualified anyway. And then back to the drawing board. Oh, it turns out, Dolf, this course that I bought from you doesn't work. And he's saying, well, it would work if you do what I tell you. And what I'm here to tell you is, if you really have what it takes to do real estate, you wouldn't have to do all these things. That's pretty much going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to subscribe. I am a real estate agent who works with investors right here in Sudbury, Ontario, but they are from all over the world, especially in Canada. There are a few tax advantages and things. If you live in Canada already, it's even better. But like I said, anywhere in the world you can invest in profitable real estate deals that you own 100% yourself. There's no gimmicks, there's no syndicates, there's no funds, there's no private equity firms. Maybe one day we'll be doing that. But right now, you own your own deals. And the great thing is, on on the buy side of a real estate deal, the commission is paid by the listing property. So you don't even have to worry about paying a commission. I wouldn't recommend doing it with no money down. Been down that road, not interested in it. If you do want to invest, a nest egg or equity you have in your primary residence or something like that, definitely a good place to be. So check us out. Our website's in the description, and I'll put the link as well to this Facebook reel there as well. Again, I'm Zachary Ireland. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.